Hey guys, it's your boy, Red Patriot Politics here, and today we're back again with another updated election prediction for 2024. Now, as you can see, it's another matchup between Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump over here. So, obviously, first of all, we gotta start out by giving, the obvious ones away. So we're just going to go ahead and, fill them in. And, yep. Okay, so there we go. We've got some of the obvious ones out of the way. And as you can see, Joe Biden is starting off with a nice solid 0. And then we've got Donald Trump over here at 231. And now I've left some of these other ones blank for a reason. And I will get into them a bit later on. But now, as you can see, we've got a lot of grey area on the map right here. And I just want to highlight something that might be a major shock to you all. Now, as you can see, California over here is red. And that is because, despite what the polls are saying, I think Donald Trump is the man to flip this state in 2024. Now, I know some of you in the comments section may be outraged and might not believe that, but I assure you this is how the map will look in the first hour of the polls closing. Now, the other thing that will happen and will be a shock to you all is that some of these other ones will be completely just turning blue. Like this up here is going to turn all blue, and maybe even Utah and Idaho. Now this is going to give Biden a bit of an advantage, as you can see, but that won't matter because Trump is just going to take the whole East Coast here. Now, at this stage, it's probably 7:30 and the polls have only just started to close. And as you can see, it's just going to be an absolute landslide to Trump right here. Now, another major shock for you all is that Illinois is actually going to turn to Republican. Now, I know, before you go crying out in the comments, the polls are not suggesting that. But this is Donald Trump we're talking about, guys. He is the saving grace for America. Now, another thing I forgot to mention is that Texas probably will not be in this election. Now, the reason for that is that Texas is currently fighting the rest of America and they are going to separate. So their electoral votes won't actually count. So we might as well just give it to Joe Biden. Now, Colorado, it's an interesting state. It's literally a fucking box. So that means it's going to go to Trump. Because boxes are kind of like Republicans in a way. They're very straight, you know what I mean? And a lot of Republicans are straight. Sorry to generalize here. Now, another state that is highly controversial that I'm going to announce here is Minnesota. Now, this is actually going to be a Republican state this time around because the polling shows, even though Joe Biden is 5 points ahead, the polling shows that Trump is going to win it. And if you have any disagreements, please leave that in the comments section below. Now, another major shock is Trump is also going to take out Wisconsin and Michigan, because he is currently polling maybe upwards of 15 points above Joe Biden in both of those states right there. Now, also obvious at this point, he's going to take out West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana, because there's a lot of stuff going on in those states at the moment, and I just don't think the people are very happy with what the current president is doing with the country. So now, Hawaii is actually major shock. Hawaii is going to go to the Republicans. And also another major shock. Now, I think since the Democrats want to go in hiding before the election, every single Democrat, apart from these states that I have picked right here, every single Democrat is going to flee to Alaska. So Alaska is going to be like the last fortress for the Democrats, and they are all just going to go live away and build igloos and go live in the igloos. Now, that's my bold prediction for the election. Right before the election, you heard it here first, folks. There's going to be a mass migration of Democrats going to Alaska. Now, we might as well finish off the rest of the East Coast over here. And obviously, Rhode Island, that's going to the Republicans. Delaware, need I say more, Republicans. Even though that may be a major shock, look, I just think Joe Biden's home state, it just won't hold up anymore. Like, come on, have you seen this red tidal wave which is happening? A tsunami of red is going to flood over America and take over America. Now, obviously, District of Columbia, it's got a rich history of voting for Republicans, so it's going to be red yet again. Now, Kentucky, the birthplace of KFC and Kentucky Fried Chicken. I reckon it's going to go blue this time around because Colonel Sanders' ghost came back to me while I was playing Rocket League the other day and whispered in my ear. And he said that Kentucky was going to turn into a blue state. And look, who else better to believe than the Colonel himself? I think, yeah, Kentucky is going to go Democrat this time around. And look, I heard it from Colonel Sanders, so you can't really argue with that. Now, Tennessee, that's also going to be going to the Democrats because I just feel bad for Joe Biden at this point. And then, obviously, Kansas is going to go to the Democrats because it's historically a very Democratic state. And the people, they love the color blue in Kansas. And also Oklahoma. That's another state. So it's kind of shocking, and it's going to be a blue wall all up and down the country. Now, a lot of people probably do not see this happening, but you heard it here first, folks. It's going to be a Trump landslide, as you can see. And I think Trump is going to take out the remainder of the states. And my reasons for that is because Trump is the best. Go the Republican Party. Alright, folks, I have been Red Eagle, Republican politics, and this is what is going to happen for the 2024 election. Alrighty. Adios.